There's one country that I often visit. My heart still seems to be there. I always want to return there. The people are fantastic. The beaches are amazing. The climate is amazing. The mountains are amazing. It is amazing. The food, of course, is absolutely spectacular.
Makan curry, makan bawang, makan bayam, makan bread, seafood, makan fish egg, and prawns, and fish, diamond fish, more fish, egg.
Join me on this little journey where we revisit the wonderful people, food and island of Sri Lanka. The home of the most fantastic cinnamon in the world, pandan leaves, curry leaves, turmeric, chili, absolutely wonderful curry powders, roasted and unroasted. These are some of the fantastic spices that make up Sri Lankan cuisine. So let's get moving with some pol sambal. Now this pol sambal is fantastic, can be served with pretty much everything, you know, with curries, you know, with hoppers, with whatever you want. It's a delicious coconut kind of relish on the side. So grated fresh coconut, chili, onion, Maldives fish, which is a very kind of small chipped tuna fish, dried fish in the mix, lime juice, really delicious stuff. You've got to get into this. Try this with some rice or something like that, mixed in the rice. I always find that delicious. Next up, we're going to go for a crab curry. Seafood and fish obviously is massive in Sri Lanka. Now the crab that we're using now, which I also recommend when you're there, is not from the sea. These are river crabs. The river crabs are slightly bigger and a bit tastier than the sea crab. So always go for river crab. Very simple. A lot of Sri Lankan food is really simple but really delicious. Now, coconut milk, I can't really explain enough how much coconut milk we're going to use. If you don't like coconut milk, you're not going to like this video or Sri Lankan food very much. It's in everything. It's wonderful stuff, along with pandan leaves, locally known as rampa. Coconut. You'll find these everywhere, on every road as you're driving along. Someone will be selling these. Stop, get one, drink it. It's full of absolute wonderful goodness. They're cheap as anything, really cheap. So they'll take it, they'll cut it off for you, give you a straw, drink the juice, cut it open, scoop out the center, just full of goodness. You must do this when you're in Sri Lanka. I have this every single day while I'm here. Delicious. Rice and curry is considered to be the national dish of Sri Lanka. What you're seeing right here is a chicken curry. Now, could I eat chicken curry every day until I died? Yep, absolutely. This is stunningly beautiful, really simple to make, and you'll find rice and curry pretty much everywhere you go in the country. Get tucked in. So I'm going to be jumping in here, telling you a little bit about a few things, places and that in Sri Lanka. Let's start off with beaches. Now, I've travelled the world quite a bit, been very lucky in that sense. And Sri Lanka has some of the most unbelievably beautiful sandy beaches I've ever seen. There is no shortage of them at all around the coastline. They are absolutely fabulous. Fish curry. So the choice of fish usually is tuna. Tuna is a beautiful fish to stew or to curry. Not so fantastic to fry, by the way, but yeah, to stew it up, curry it up is fantastic. So chicken curry, fish curry, yeah, that's number one and number two for me. Absolutely wonderful. I mean, what could be more fantastic, and I do this all the time when I'm in Sri Lanka, is getting to the ports all along the coastline. You're going to find guys, fishermen, selling, bringing in their haul. It's just a wonderful thing, like getting fresh fish like this and then going home, cooking it. Yeah, life's good. So Colombo is the largest kind of metropolitan city in the country. I think it's about 6 million people population. Very, very busy. This is kind of where everything really happens, really. A wonderful, exciting city with amazing markets, mosques, churches, statues, museums. Just, you know, a nice kind of great place to kind of watch people, you know, like people watching place. Just fantastic. I love all the markets, of course, don't I? When you're in Sri Lanka, skip the big supermarkets and get yourself down to a local market. They're great fun, you'll meet some lovely people, get amazing produce, and at the same time you'll be supporting local farmers and producers. Sweet, but with a nice kick to it, nice bit of chilli in there. Some lovely shell on or shell off, it's up to you, shrimps or prawns, stir fried up in this lovely, lovely, tasty, fiery sauce. I love this one. Kandyan is another beautiful place. It's the largest kind of inland city, surrounded by mountains, just fantastic, really. Lots of kind of tea plantations. Again, fantastic markets. Get great train rides from there down to Ella and places like that. Really scenic sort of routes. But yeah, a lovely, beautiful, friendly city. Now personally, I love this a lot. A nice banana curry. Again, coconut base, beautiful spices, rampa or pandan leaves in there with green bananas. Some people don't really kind of get this one, but if you try it, it really is absolutely delicious. Vegetarian and of course vegan, yeah, this is good. So if you head south on the coast road from Colombo all the way down, and it's a long way down to Galle, which is a fantastic place, by the way. Old kind of, is it a Portuguese fort there, I think, or a British port? I think it's Portuguese, but all the way down is beautiful. That whole kind of south coast, fantastic. Get yourself a nice beach, stop off, get yourself a beer, or in my case, a coconut, and some fresh food cooked right on the beach there. Just really lovely place. What a fantastic place. Short eats. You can find these everywhere, on every street, and every corner in Sri Lanka, throughout the whole country. So short eats just basically means a little snack. So we've got samosas, cutlet balls, we've got rotis, we've got fish, egg, Chinese rolls, meat. Everywhere, absolutely delicious, a must in Sri Lanka. Also in Sri Lanka, in fact, one of the most famous dishes they have is kottu, as you can see right here. It's bread or roti that's chopped with different things like chicken or beef or vegetables. It's an amazing sight to see because of the noise that it makes. Very, very popular. Pole roti, coconut based roti bread, really simple to make. I mean really simple, as you can see, delicious. Dip it away. Stopping off at a roadside juice bar is a must in Sri Lanka. We found this lovely lady, beautiful smile, and made some fantastic juices for us. Really cheap, all over Sri Lanka, all different types. A must thing to do while you're in the country. Potato curry, oh yes. So again, coconut based again here, some beautiful spices. Like I say, a lot of their food in Sri Lanka is very simple but absolutely delicious. If you're like me, a British person, of course we love spuds, don't we? We love some potatoes. Really, really easy, super delicious. Once again, vegetarian, vegan, good for you, tasty. Oh baby. So not only will you find a lovely fresh fish markets, dried fish is a huge thing in Sri Lanka. You're going to find all sorts, of dried fish, from whole fish to cubed to chipped, just everywhere that stuff is beautiful. I love walking around the market seeing all that stuff, don't I? Now this is not for everyone. A lot of people don't really like beetroot, but you should check this one out because it really is just really tasty. So grated raw beetroot, again with a little bit of coconut, some fantastic spices in there, vegan, vegetarian, good for you, delicious. You can have this maybe with some meat. If you're a meat eater, have this as well as like a chicken curry or fish curry, something like that. But once again, simple and absolutely divine. So I want to talk about the discotheques, the groovy discotheques and the nightlife of Sri Lanka. In fact, what I want to say is the lack of it is fabulous. Yeah, there really isn't loads of kind of, kiss me quick hats and loads of bars everywhere. It's more kind of, small beach bars and things like that, which personally I think is a wonderful thing. So dal, of course, I mean this is really up there on the list of food in Sri Lanka and of course in India and other countries. So we're going to use some red dal, cooks nice and easy. Dip away, this stuff is good. Like I say, get some pole roti, I like that in there. That bread that we saw earlier. Yeah, fabulous stuff. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, especially nice for breakfast. Now, of course, not at my age do I do this, but very popular is surfing. I see a lot of that down there, usually down on the south coast. I mean, I think from sort of beginners to fairly sort of serious people can do it there. Certain areas are better than others. I think Wellingama and places like that down on the south, they're pretty good for sort of beginners. But yeah, if you're into that sort of thing, Sri Lanka has got it all.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. senses bliss. Take me back to before the noon. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow, I think I'll chew it.
At the very north of Sri Lanka is Jaffna. Some beautiful Hindu temples there, some Portuguese forts again, I think from the 17th century. It's the closest point to the southernmost point of India. It's very, very close indeed. A beautiful, beautiful place to visit.
I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed.
So let's do a few little kind of facts, little fun facts and things about the country. So it's nicknamed the Pearl of the Indian Ocean, or the Teardrop of India, because of its shape. You can see that very clearly from the map. Formerly known as Ceylon, and of course tea is big business in this town. Yeah, the tea plantations are really wonderful. They're great to visit. Select some different teas, try some different teas. There's a tea museum here and there. Just really, really big business, and of course really wonderful. I think I mentioned this earlier, but cinnamon really comes from Sri Lanka, and it's totally fantastic quality, really worth buying when you're there. An interesting fact about the Sri Lankan flag is that it's one of the oldest flags in the world. It's like sort of 400 or 500 BC or something crazy like that. Also known as the lion flag. Here's an interesting fact and thing that you'll see. You'll see hotel written everywhere, like this hotel, that hotel, but they're not hotels. They're basically sort of cafes or somewhere to eat. I don't really know why that is. Maybe someone could tell me. Regarding religion, roughly, I'm talking here of all these numbers, Sri Lanka is about 70% Buddhist. I think it's about 12 or 13% Hindu, maybe 10% Muslim, and about 7 or 8% Christian. And regarding language, I think it's roughly about 70% Sinhalese speaking people, which is the national language, and then about 25-30% roughly Tamil, and a lot of the Tamil people live in the north. So politically, you might have seen on the news a couple of years ago, Sri Lanka went through a bit of a bad time, financially really. I think they're kind of resolving that now, but it's safe to go there now. It's beautiful. The people are really super friendly. So yeah, don't let any of that news scare you away. It's a must place to go. Bucket list stuff. Sri Lankans love cricket, of course, and maybe you didn't know this, they love volleyball as well. That's a big thing. Of course, Sri Lanka is also really well known for its elephants. There's elephants pretty much all over the shop. If you get into the wild, you know, there's some huge kind of safari parks where you can go and drive in there, and if you're lucky, you get to see them. I saw some, and I have to say, it blew me away. I wasn't kind of expecting it to do that, but actually being close up to them was mind-blowing, fairly spiritual even. So if you do fancy a drink, of course there's some local beers. I think the Lion beer is the one there, but check out the arrack. Arrack is a fairly sort of strong, kind of distilled coconut toddy. Yeah. So Colombo, really busy, big city. It's all going on there. You know, if you need to shopping malls and things like that, that's the place to do it. And then outside of there, it just gets more wild and wild and wild and more beautiful and more beautiful. The people really are just super friendly. I have never ever had one bad experience. Lovely, lovely people. Okay, so I've just missed out tons and tons of stuff, haven't I? I mean, there's no way we're gonna cram the vibrant history of this beautiful country in 25-30 minutes. Now, okay, hoppers, string hoppers. I don't think I mentioned that. Wood apples, you should check them out as well. Cigaria, what a wonderful place. The rock, the famous rock. Blue whales, like there's a lot of whales on the south coast. There's so many things. Sri Lanka is a land of total enchantment. Its rich cultural heritage meets breathtaking beauty, from ancient cities and majestic temples to wildlife and, of course, amazing food. I've spoken a lot, haven't I? So that's it for me, a little kind of journey into Sri Lanka. I think if you go there, you're going to fall in love with it. I really do. I mean, I don't know many people that have been there and say they don't like it. I, of course, as you may know from this video, love it enormously. It's a fantastic place, a must visit. My time in Sri Lanka has come to an end, sadly. The sea is rolling, as you can hear in the background. I've had a wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey. I hope to be back in Sri Lanka very soon.